remembering Allen Toussaint and the night the music stopped.
Get out my life, woman. You don't love me no more.
Tonight, we look back at the extraordinary life of the legendary songwriter and producer, and the legacy Toussaint leaves behind, as our community mourns one of the city's most influential musicians. Live, local, late-breaking. This is WDSU News at 5.
He was the embodiment of New Orleans music, and tonight the world, and especially us here in New Orleans, are mourning the death of the incomparable Allen Toussaint. Good evening, I'm Scott Walker.
And I'm Adriana Hopkins. The very soul of this city was reflected in every song Toussaint wrote and every piano key he touched. Last night, the 77-year-old passed away from a heart attack after a concert in Madrid, Spain.
This is exclusive video sent to WDSU of that final performance. Manuel Riccio, who shot the video, said Toussaint never sounded or played better. And last night, he was at his best. Tonight, we take a look back at the life and legacy of Allen Toussaint, as well as his impact on both New Orleans and the music world.
Anchor Camille Whitworth is live in studio now. Camille.
There is so much to say about Toussaint. He was born in Gerttown, the son of a single mother and the protege, or some would say the adoptive son of Professor Longhair and Fats Domino. Well, today we talked to a number of his friends, all who say that Toussaint did not appear sick and that his death is very sudden, of course, sending shockwaves through the community and fans around the world. His last performance on video hours before Allen Toussaint died from a heart attack in Madrid. Spanish officials report he was found in his hotel room, resuscitated, but had another heart attack on the way to the hospital.
A few months ago, he came in and sat in one song with us and left, and then I saw him again at a place where I was playing, and he just actually passed by, stopped in to see Sharon Bernard and the Old Man River Band, and he came and listened for a while.
No doubt Toussaint touched the lives of many. He was a friend, mentor, father, and grandfather. Drummer Freddie Staley met Toussaint at the age of 17 and plays daily in front of Toussaint's Bourbon Street Monument at the Music Legends Park. What did he teach you in your life?
Don't compromise how I feel for technicalities, dealing with concepts that I could develop playing music and associating with people. Remember what you're feeling in your heart.
We got back Halloween Saturday.
Singer Irma Thomas told us she was with him performing on a legendary blues cruise just 2 weeks ago. It didn't appear, she says, he was sick.
Nobody knew if he was. He didn't say anything because he looked the picture of health. In fact, it was said that he had just gotten a clean bill of health, his last visit. So no, that was very unexpected.
1, 2, 3. We believe.
His accomplishments are great. He brought New Orleans sound to the national stage, working with many musical greats like The Who, The Rolling Stones, Robert Plant, and he produced the mega hit Lady Marmalade in the 1970s. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1998 and the Louisiana Music Hall of Fame as well. He received the prestigious honor, the National Humanities Medal, from President Obama in 2013.
That's his legacy, his work. He was such an introverted person. He enjoyed being in the studio, writing and arranging and producing. That was his comfort zone. He was out of his comfort zone doing what he was doing at the time of his death. And he admitted it, said so.
He was here during Hurricane Katrina and lost most of his manuscripts, albums, and awards. He evacuated to New York, eventually came back home to rebuild his home and studio. Thomas's memories are great of her friend, and with a heavy heart, she shares with us.
We would learn everything and rehearse everything in his parents' living room. So we knew what we were going to do before we got to the studio, and he had this knack for picking the right musicians to be able to read what he has written and play it the way he wrote it. And when we got to the studio, with Cosmo behind the buttons and everything, it came off.
And came off indeed. In addition to all of that, he was expected to perform a benefit concert along with longtime friend Paul Simon in New Orleans in December to raise money for New Orleans artists against hunger and homelessness. And also one interesting other thing, his son Reggie, who usually travels with him on every tour, even in the United States and abroad, did not go this one time. Scott.
All right, Camille, thanks for that. Tonight, people around the world are remembering Toussaint, from celebrities to fellow musicians to dignitaries. Take a look. The Rolling Stones tweeted out R.I.P. Allen Toussaint, then attached a link to their song Fortune Teller. Performer John Michael Rochelle tweeted out this picture with the caption, R.I.P. Allen Toussaint, the greatest songwriter New Orleans has ever known. And Harry Connick Jr. says Allen Toussaint has died. Rest in peace, good friend. #legend.
So we know that Allen Toussaint was a legendary producer and songwriter. His impact on the music industry far-reaching. Everyone is familiar with his songs. Take a listen.
Mother-in-law, 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 working in a coal mine, going down, 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 working in a coal mine, about to step down. He met Mama Line down in old New Orleans, strutting her stuff on the street. She said, hello, hey Joe, you want to give it a go?
It would be hard to pick a favorite. He worked with countless artists, writing and producing. Dr. John, the Neville Family, the Meters, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, Christina Aguilera, Raymond Miles, Eric Clapton, and dozens of New Orleans brass bands. Our coverage of the life and legacy of Allen Toussaint continues right now on our website, WDSU.com. There you can see slideshows, video, and read articles on the legendary musician. That is right now on WDSU.com.
Breaking news now at 5. A former judge found guilty of filing false information with the state. Yolanda King was booted from the juvenile court bench last year as she faced allegations that she had falsified public records information when she qualified for re-election in 2013. The matter involves King's legal residence and whether she met requirements to serve as a judge in Orleans Parish. The state attorney general's office prosecuted that case. It didn't take long for the jury to reach its decision. This afternoon, it rendered a verdict of guilty. Sentencing will take place at a future court session. Meanwhile, the battle over the Benson battle over the Saints and the Pelicans went another round today, this time at federal court.
Sports anchor Fletcher Mackel is live now in studio with what happened today. Fletch.
88-year-old Saints and Pelicans owner Tom Benson is trying to remove his estranged heirs from the trusts that he created for them that would give the trio his sports empire upon his death. Last winter, Benson announced he wanted to leave both the Saints and the Pelicans to his third wife, Gail. He then severed ties with his granddaughter, Renee, and his two grandchildren, Rita and Ryan. The heirs filed several lawsuits, one claiming Benson was no longer mentally capable of handling his business affairs. Renee, Rita, and Ryan lost that fight, but they are appealing. Today in federal court, Judge Jane Trish Malazzo heard arguments regarding Benson removing his sports teams from the trusts he created. Mr. Benson wants to replace the Saints and the Pelicans in the trust with assets of equal value. The heirs and even the people overseeing the trust say he can't do that, that all parties have to agree on a swap before changes can be made.
Lawyers today were arguing that the swap is not permissible when the trustees do not agree under the terms of the irrevocable trusts. And they were arguing that the court should throw out the case without even going to trial because just as a pure matter of the law and the pleadings that it can't be done. Mr. Benson's lawyers were arguing that there should be a trial and that they should have the right to do whatever because he set up the trust. Basically, that's how I see it as the lawyer for the beneficiaries.
And Tom Benson was not at today's hearing. He was at Ochsner Hospital. He and his wife, Gail, made a $20 million donation to the hospital facility today. Scott?
All right, Fletcher, thanks. Happening tonight, U.S. Senator David Vitter will try to gain some ground in the governor's race against his opponent, State Rep John Bell Edwards. The two are facing off in a debate to be broadcast across the state at 7 o'clock. Recent polling has shown Edwards leading in the contest, set to be decided November 21st. Reporter Casey Frand is in Baton Rouge for the debate tonight, and we'll have a preview coming up on WDSU News at 6 o'clock, then a complete report on the news at 10.
And there are new developments tonight in the alleged spying scandal surrounding the governor's election. Reporter Travers Mackle is live now at 5 with what Jefferson Parish's top cop had to say to the media today.
Well, Adriana, the sheriff says this entire investigation will eventually be turned over to the Jefferson Parish District Attorney's Office. He says the private eye in question, Robert Frenzel, could be charged with a felony. It's been well documented that the day before the primary election, Frenzel was observed videotaping Sheriff Newell Norman and some of his friends as they drank coffee at a local coffee shop. The private eye was employed by a Texas-based firm hired by U.S. Senator David Vitter. While the Vitter camp says the PI was monitoring a John Bel Edwards supporter, the sheriff isn't so sure based on cell phone video he showed the media today.
Most of the video is of me, not Mr. Cummins, and not anyone else. Not Mr. Deneau, not Mr. Martini, or not Dr. LaCourte, who was sitting at the end of the table, who, by the way, is a huge Vitter supporter. So I'm not clear today that this individual was not sent to the coffee shop to actually videotape me.
The sheriff did not allow the video that he showed the media to be recorded and shown on television. Frenzel was released from jail and is back in Texas. Norman easily won re-election last month and is a political enemy of David Vitter. Vitter faces John Bel Edwards in a runoff this month. Adriana?
All right. Thank you so much, Travers. New at 5 now, another crackdown in the Vieux Carré.
40 people are behind bars after police say they were caught selling drugs in the French Quarter. Louisiana State Police started their narcotics investigation in the quarter back in April, and over the course of 7 months identified 46 suspected drug dealers. 40 of those have been arrested. 6 are still on the run. Investigators seized cocaine, meth, heroin, marijuana, hash, oxycodone, and counterfeit drugs.
And those small arrests, even though minor in nature as far as drugs, they're tying into much larger things, and we're working those cases. So as we sit here, we're going to continue to work that. We're undercover. We're in businesses. We're in groups. We're in areas, not only in the French Quarter, but around the area, and we're going to continue to work on those things. We're going to continue to make these arrests, and we're going to continue to report them.
If you have information on the 6 other people state police are looking for, call the number on your screen, 504-471-2775. Still ahead here at 5, the Republican candidates for the presidency are getting ready to debate in Wisconsin what you can expect from the 8 people vying for the highest office in the land.
Sweaters, jackets, boots, dust them off, shake out the mothballs when you're going to need them in just a moment.
And are parents being manipulated into buying junk food for their kids? Why a new study says yes, and how effective those commercials are. Now here's anchor Camille Whitworth live in the newsroom with a look ahead to the news at 6. Hey there, Camille.
Adriana, ahead at 6, a New Orleans pastor pleads guilty to shooting a suspect outside of his church last August. Why he pulled the trigger and the consequences that he faces now. Also a ride along on board the RTA. Officials explain the importance of public transportation in New Orleans. We'll have those stories and much more coming up all new for you in just a few minutes at 6 o'clock. Scott?
All right, Camille, thanks. As we had to break, another live look outside as the sun sets on this Tuesday. This is WDSU News at 5.
Live, local, late breaking. This is WDSU News at 5 with Scott Walker, Adriana Hopkins, and Chief Meteorologist Margaret Orr.
In just a few hours, 8 Republican presidential candidates will debate each other in Milwaukee, Wisconsin tonight.
And the party and the participants are promising more substance. But for the first time, frontrunner Ben Carson seems to come under fire for his personal life story.
NBC's Steve Handelsman is in Milwaukee with tonight's Commitment 2016 report.
The pressure is on Ben Carson, who's pushing back.
I simply cannot sit still and watch unfairness.
With the Republicans in Milwaukee, Carson's friends predict fire from the quiet doctor.
Bring it on. I'm ready to fight.
Carson is insisting his youth was in fact violent until he became a Christian.
Now, President Trump! President Trump!
Donald Trump at a huge rally last night in Illinois called the campaign weird, citing a Carson story.
If you try and hit your mother over the head with a hammer, your poll numbers go up. I never saw anything like it.
Trump and Carson are tied in national surveys, trailed by Marco Rubio defending his personal finances, and Jeb Bush defending his debate performances in a new ad.
It's not about yapping. It's not about talking. It's about doing.
It's the 8 top polling candidates tonight on the main stage on Fox Business that promises a different tone from the last debate by CNBC. You want to draw out the differences, says moderator Maria Bartiromo, but not by taking somebody's head off and having a fight. Party chairman Reince Priebus.
I think they want to have a substantive debate on business and finance and the economy, which is what people in this country and the state of Wisconsin want to talk about, the economy.
Specific economic plans from the top contenders would be a change. I'm Steve Handelsman, NBC News, Milwaukee.
Terrebonne General Medical Center camera is showing clouds moving in again. Here is a look at our satellite. Sure enough, we do have low clouds beginning to push in across the area. Here's the big picture, and we're really looking to the west. What we have is a cold front out west. It's moving to the east. This is the cold front that's going to move through early Thursday and actually bring us much cooler weather as we go into the weekend. That's when you're going to need some jackets. But meanwhile, we're watching the mid-Mississippi Valley. There is the potential for strong to severe storms tomorrow associated with this area of low pressure, but the low moves to the north and we really don't get that energy. I'm just expecting about a 20% chance of rain going into Thursday. Meanwhile, here is a look at Kate. Kate is looking better organized, obviously moving to the northeast, and not just moving, I mean it's hauling at northeast 30 miles per hour. Air Force reconnaissance plane flying in there now, and they found flight level winds of 82 miles per hour. The potential that it's going to become a hurricane tonight, that would mean 4 hurricanes this season. So as we look at that forecast model, you can see it shooting off to the northeast. The good news is it stays north of Bermuda. So far, we've gotten through Kate. That means we have had 11 storms, 3 hurricanes, 2 intense, and the potential, as you look at the average, we're close to the average that we could have 4 hurricanes. So here we are, we're looking at our forecast models, some low clouds, maybe some fog in the morning. High temperatures tomorrow, a little bit warmer, climbing into the upper 70s. Here comes the cold front, a little bit of rain. Looks like it's going to move through in the morning, then push to the south. High temperatures for Thursday in the low to the mid 70s, depending on when it actually moves in. Then as you go into Friday, cooler weather, a northeast wind. And today, a glorious day. David Morrison in that twit pic. We managed to get up to 72 degrees across the area, upper 60s to the low 70s. Right now it's 68. The clouds are increasing and our temperatures in the mid 60s. So this evening, I think a pretty nice evening. Right there at 9 o'clock, we're in the upper 50s to the low 60s. But wait, look at Friday. We really cooled down in the morning, upper 40s to the mid 50s. Over the weekend, we've got mid 40s on the North Shore, low 40s, or rather low 50s on the South Shore. So jacket, boots, coat, I think that works.
All right, Margaret, thanks. New at 5, it's something familiar to almost every parent, kids begging for snacks they've seen advertised on TV.
Okay, well, now there's evidence companies are trying to trick you parents into believing those junk foods are healthy. Researchers found almost 3/4 of ads for children's cereals, drinks, and snacks featured parental themes like family bonding, but all of the parent-directed ads for sugary drinks emphasized nutrition and health benefits, despite evidence they are linked to tooth decay and obesity. Just a heads up, folks. Well, it looks like harmless fun and friends and family asking you on social media to join them for a gift exchange.
But experts say the whole thing's a scam. Still ahead, what to look for so you don't fall victim to it. Well, if you spend any time on Facebook, you might have heard about this, the so-called Secret Sister gift exchange.
And it goes like this. You buy one gift for $10, and in return, you get 36 gifts sent to you. The entire deal, shocking, is a hoax, and it's illegal.
Peter Bernard has the details, new at 5.
Search Facebook for Secret Sister Gift Exchange and you'll find people posting and reposting this message. It claims you can buy a gift for $10 or more, add your name to a list, and a bounty of 36 gifts will come your way.
A lot of friends are doing it, or at least posting about it, so.
But you're smart enough to not get involved, hopefully.
Doesn't sound like a good idea.
Lauren Kidwell tells me Secret Sister sounds a whole lot like a pyramid scam she saw years ago.
You only spend $10, get one gift for someone else, and everybody else sends you one. Doesn't make sense.
Does it sound enticing, or did you smell a rat right away?
Smelled the rat.
So I've seen it on Facebook. A couple of my friends are participating.
Mass communications instructor Kelly Burns knows all about the Secret Sister Gift Exchange.
Yeah, this is a typical pyramid scheme. We're just seeing this on Facebook this time instead of the old way of using letters. And Facebook allows it to spread a lot faster.
The biggest problem is it's illegal. Post office regulations are very clear about pyramid schemes. These gifts are being sent through the mail, and your personal information is posted on Facebook. Plus,
also, it's against Facebook's terms of agreement. So there's the potential that Facebook, if they got wind of this, could block your account.
But it's so enticing, especially when you see your friends doing it and inviting you to join in.
The chances of getting 36 gifts are very slim. And what are you going to get? A bunch of junk that you probably don't want anyways.
Besides being illegal and against Facebook policies, scammers can use your name and your address for all kinds of bad stuff you don't want to be involved in.
And it's never too late to join Facebook.
That's right. Yesterday, President Barack Obama debuted his page on the social media site. His first post is a 2-minute video showing the president walking through the White House backyard. He says now is the time to join Facebook, with nearly 3 in 4 adults active.
Aside from the official White House page, there is another Barack Obama Facebook account. It is run by his Community Action Advocacy Group. The president has been more active on social media nearing the end of this second term. He joined Twitter back in May.
And by the way, shameless plug, we are on Facebook. We've been there for a while, so don't forget to like us on Facebook, WDSU TV, and follow us on Twitter at WDSU.
Tomorrow at 5, more than 250,000 people in the U.S. have multiple sclerosis. A new drug awaiting FDA approval has been called groundbreaking. How soon the new medication could be available for those who need it the most. That's tomorrow at 5.
NBC Nightly News is next, and of course we're back with the news at 6.
Before we go, another look at weather.
And the weather this evening looks like it's going to be fine, and then warmer weather tomorrow.
All right,
sounds good.
That's it for us at 5 o'clock. Thanks for watching. As we end this newscast, I want to share video with you that WDSU cameras captured years ago of Allen Toussaint in studio with singer Aaron Neville for a rare performance.
We'll see you back here at 6.
We believe.
Okay, yeah, we believe that there can be peace everywhere.
We believe.